So lesson 5-7 is all about solving equations. And so let's review what our goal is when you're solving an equation. What are you trying to accomplish in the procedure of solving the equation? Jacob?
So you write the thing that was just written, but you write it in like a different way.
Well, what does it mean to solve an equation?
So you write it in like a different way.
No. It means to find the value of what?
Of the thing.
What's that letter called?
Variable.
What's a letter called in an equation?
Oh, is that called a variable?
A variable, yeah. So the goal is to find the value, find the answer for the variable when you're solving an equation. Okay? To find, in order to accomplish that, you have to get the variable by itself, or you have to isolate the variable. Get the variable by itself on one side of the equation. All right? So, in this equation, g plus 9/10 equals 7/10. Okay? Here's an equation with fractions. We've been working with fractions in this chapter. So, let's review the procedure. First, you have to think of this equation as having two sides. The left side of the equation has the variable on it, and the right side just has the number, just has this fraction. So what you have to do is, you have to get the variable by itself. You have to eliminate 9/10 on the left side. How do you eliminate a number? How do you make it 0? How do you get rid of this 9/10? Danny? Right, yeah. And whatever the number is, you add the opposite of that number in order to get 0. So, this is positive 9/10. You have to add the opposite of that, negative 9/10, to get 0. Does that make sense? You add the opposite of a number to get 0. So if the number is 1/2, you add negative 1/2. If it is 3/4, you add negative 3/4 to get 0. What if the number is already negative? What if you're starting with negative 1/5? Then you add positive 1/5 to get 0. Okay? You add that, you want to get 0 on the same side as the variable. So that's where you start. Always start on the side with the variable and add the opposite of whatever number is next to the variable. Then add that same number to the other side. So we added negative 9/10 to the left side. You have to add the same number, negative 9/10, to the right side. Now, how do you add 7/10 plus negative 9/10? But how do you do that? How do you add that? 7 plus... Okay. Now, one of the things you have to remember is that you always need to add the bigger number minus the smaller number to find the difference. Okay? I'm going to show you another way to write this, though. Once you have a common multiple, or a common denominator, look at it this way. If you just put that number, the single denominator, Michael, focus here. The denominator is tenths, Jacob. Mm-hmm. And so if we write 7, look.
I'm looking.
Okay, 7 plus negative 9 above the denominator, you can also solve this as negative 2.
Mm-hmm.
Negative 2/10, right? So that's another way to write this out, and then do this, do the subtraction there to find the difference. Okay? Now, is this the answer, negative 2/10, Maya? Guys, I'm gonna pick on you if you're trying to sing the song in math class. Okay? So you need to focus here for like 2 more minutes. Focus on this problem. Is this the answer? Negative 2/10. Can we simplify that?
Yes, you can.
What is it?
6.
Yes, you have to simplify it to negative 1/5 when you're writing your answer in a fraction problem, okay? Now, when you're checking it, you should keep the negative 2/10. Use the negative 2/10 because that is the common multiple. But your solution has to be in simplest form. So make sure you put your solutions in simplest form. Okay? Let's try another one together. Let's do example 2 in your book. Page 269, example 2. So, Aiden, what's the example 2? Read that for me. Yeah, first open to the right page. And then find example 2. Example 2, it says, solve equals all right. What's the first thing you should do when you're solving this? Draw a line.
Close enough.
Okay? Now, this is a subtraction problem. You have to insert a plus sign. Make sure you do that. Insert a plus sign. Now, start on the side with the variable. And what should we add, Katie? What should we add? Good. Add positive 3/4 to negative 3/4. And that equals, Michael? 0. So n plus 0, we have what we need here. N plus 0 equals
0.
n. Okay? Now go back and add the same number to the other side. Kaden?
To the other side, the plus 3/4.
So we do plus 3/4. But we can't use the fourth. We have to change this to what? 8s. Yep. 6/8. So now we're adding negative 5/8 plus 6/8. Or we could rewrite this as just 8 as the denominator and then negative 5 plus 6. What is that? 1/8. Yep. So n equals 1/8. Okay. Any questions on that? What if we're working with fractions, or sorry, mixed numbers? Let's pick one from your assignment. X plus 1 1/4 equals 4 3/4. Number 14. You might want to write this one down. From your assignment, page 270. X plus 1 1/4 equals 4 3/4. Okay. So, draw a line, start on the side with the variable, add negative 1 1/4. So x plus 0, that equals x. Okay, we've got the variable by itself. Now go back and add the same number on the other side. Plus negative 1 1/4. Always start with the fraction. Can you do 3/4 minus 1/4. Since we're adding negative, it means we're subtracting. So since we have enough pieces, we have 3 pieces, we can take away 1. And so we don't have to rename the whole number, or rename the number. If we didn't have enough pieces, then we'd have to cross it out and add more pieces. Remember how to do that? Alright. So this is 3 2/4, which we have to simplify to 3 1/2. Any questions on that one? Alright. Your assignment then is the evens, starting with number 2, and do 2 through 22 evens.